Hi, everyone. Mind if I do a poem? I'm Danabelle Gutierrez, and I'll be reading you a poem that I wrote about 8 years ago for the anniversary of the Louvre. Um, and it's very interesting. I'll tell you why after I read it. I kind of tend to call on things from the future to reality when I write poems. And this poem is called Hanging Poem After Food for Thought, Al Mualakat by Mahamalu. My daughter, Kansas, is learning how to cook. And she's beautiful. Hair wild like me, eyes bright like me. I offer to help her, but stubborn like her father, she says, nope. You wrote the recipe. Let me read it, mommy. Let me do it. So I sit on a counter stool while my 10-year-old stirs the pot. She smiles. She says, Mommy, this is a remix. I laugh. She laughs. And I hear my own mother in her cackle. She taps the ladle on the corner of the copper, and I remember my grandmother and her kulintang set, her gong chimes decorating the side of the front door where our family congregated every Sunday. My lola, my grandmother serving us white rice and nilagang baka, beef stew in a huge pot, all her 8 children and their children there. Back then, some Sundays were missed. Now, all Sundays are missed, and I wish Kansas had met Lola. My daughter wipes her tubby little hands on her unicorn apron and frowns at the recipe on the counter. She says, Mommy, are you sure this is a recipe and not a poem? I am taken by surprise, slightly insulted, but suddenly our bulldog saunters in and says, You're right, Kansas. This is not a recipe. This is a poem. And you realize that this is not the story you thought it would be. This is a dream of the future, and then suddenly the kitchen is no longer a kitchen, but a desert. There is an open fire and something is cooking, so maybe it's still a kitchen. On the horizon, the sunset paints the sky, and you're thinking, it's getting late. We should probably head home. But we're in the middle of the sands, and home is miles and miles away. And what is home anyway but a feeling? And what are these hanging on the wall but a feeling? Is this home? This art that we made, these stories that we tell, can we stay here illuminated by crystals? Can all our days be Sundays? Our elders telling tales and singing, the children playing in the garden, stringing flowers or running, not after or away, but just for the sheer joy of running. The quieter kids sit inside with a matriarch drawing pictures, writing poetry for the fridge, ice cold calamansi juice, and rice crackers for merienda, and the never-ending pot of beef stew for dinner, more stories and laughter. This is our history. The scars on our skinned knees are proof of love, of life, a visual poem of our childhood. We are miles and years away from home, but I've seen the future in a dream. In the future, I have a daughter. I call her Kansas. I call her home. In the meantime, I'll write poems to hang on the wall. Call it my map of history, my memories of the future. Thank you.